Hey, I'm Steve here at QA1 from the technical department. This is my personal car, the quickest and fastest QA1 employee car.
Allegedly. All right, we're in the shop here today. Steve Smith, many of you guys have probably talked to him on the tech line. Steve, got your car here?
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about it. How'd you get it?
It is a 2013 Scion FR-S, and it was purchased by a local import shop that's real good friends of mine. They were doing development for turbo kits and things like that for this platform. Once they got all the parts they were going to make for it, they said they need a crazy guy to drive it, so they asked me to drive it. They had something to go prove at the drag strip, where we, at the time, broke the record for this platform by half a second.
Dang.
And once that was done, the car kind of got parked and the parts were then being sold.
Very cool. They found the right guy for the job. I mean, you've been known to break stuff, so as a testimonial that their stuff holds up.
Yeah, and so once they were done making parts for the Subaru engine that came in this car, I told them that's my next car. It still had my name on the window, and so we kind of did what we did, and it was 3 years in the making. And so on the top, it still appears to be an FR-S, but underneath there's some trickery going on there.
So it no longer has a Subaru engine, I assume.
Oh no, oh no.
Let's check it out. Awesome. So tell me about the swap. So 2JZ.
This is a 2JZ from Japan. It's a stock rebuild other than some 264 cams in the top. Decided to go with the 2JZ just because it's just iconic, and that was the way I was going to go.
You make big powers too, and you're running what?
811 to the rear wheels. Got a couple different maps. I don't run around at 811 because it's just outrageous. But behind the 2JZ, we paired it with the Nissan 350Z 6-speed transmission.
Okay.
The automatic would have been more consistent in the drag strip, but I'm a driver. I need to shift, I need a clutch, and so that's just the way we went with it.
And then rear end wise, what'd you do back there for the rear end?
Well, before you get to the rear end, there's between the rear end and the transmission is the QA1 carbon fiber drive shaft. I'm very proud of that one because I know we make the baddest drive shaft in the market, and so I'm real proud that I was able to put one of those on the FR-S. But yeah, once you get past the carbon fiber drive shaft is the Ford 8.8 rear end. It's out of a 86 Thunderbird, all reworked, got the wave track in it.
Very cool, very cool.
True track, I'm sorry.
And then doing the swap, what were some of the biggest obstacles that you had to overcome to do this?
The obstacles were just shoehorning it in here. It's very, very up against that firewall. But my buddies at Full Blown Motorsports made the mounts and the conversions, and so they made it really easy on me.
Very nice, very nice. Let's get up there and take a look underneath.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so getting on the lift, you obviously did a lot of work. Suspension-wise for the rear, actually a lot of changes in the rear. What all did you have to do back here?
Yeah, back here when I got the car, just had a set of aftermarket Coil-Overs, just some cheap no-name stuff. I took the opportunity to put in the QA1 double adjustable Chroma Stars. You know, knowing the configuration, and you can get those put into most cars.
Oh yeah.
So I really wanted that control over the compression and rebound to really make this thing leave the way I need it to leave. Did upgrade the rear end, which is the 8.8, and the G-force axles, which are way more than I think I'll ever need. So that's good. And yeah, change the spring rate up front just to give me a little bit more stored energy. Yeah, that's about it for the suspension stuff. Very nice. And wheel and tire combination here. What do you got here for a tire? That's a Mickey Thompson ET Street R. That's a 255/60/15 on a set of Bogart custom wheels. Those are 15/8. And I got actually another set of those wheels which will have the slicks on them. Those are going to be a 28/9 Mickey Thompson that we'll be running at the track. And you haven't had this at the track yet, right? I have not yet. I've got about a season and a half of street driving. I've been getting comfortable with the car, working on upgrading a couple parts that I think have had a survivability issue at the track. But I think next spring we're ready to go. I'm thinking once I get it all dialed in with the settings, it'd probably go 9.2, 9.3, 150-ish. Somewhere in there. And I've been in this car for a couple of highway pulls, and I can attest to it. It'll do that. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. It scared me. I like
Just a bit.
scaring people.
So, but super clean job. You know, obviously the QA1 carbon fiber drive shaft fits in here nicely. You wouldn't anticipate to see that underneath this car. The wiring's super clean. All your plumbing, everything is really tucked away nice.
I think one of the coolest things that I've discovered is with the 6-speed transmission, so I geared everything to only use the 4 gears at the track once I get there. I geared that to be 154 miles an hour at the end of 4th.
Okay.
I didn't think about it, but I actually have 5th and 6th still after that. So I've done like 4th gear pulls in this thing, and then you set it over in 6th, and it's just super cruiser status. It'll go 75 miles an hour on the freeway at 2,400 RPM.
Dang, that's awesome.
I didn't really think about it, but since I've been driving it on the streets, it's a super cool feature that I really love.
That's awesome. That's awesome. One of the things I've always loved about this car is the interior just feels so OEM, yet you've done a lot of work in here.
Yeah.
How's about the interior?
Yeah, it's got the roll cage in it done by Racecraft just south of us. A real awesome tight fitting cage, just almost art. And I've got some Corbeau seats, removable Sparco steering wheel. You know, it's got the quick release fire extinguisher. That's about it. Other than that, it's stock. It's got the stock radio, which I'm really proud of.
You've done a fuel cell in the back, right?
Yeah, fuel cell in the back. That runs 2 big Walbro pumps down in it, runs E85. Also, one of the things that I did on the trunk is I made my own trunk spoiler.
Yeah.
It's a very drag racing looking spoiler, which I thought helps keep the car separated from like the road course autocross type FRSs. I followed the principles of Tim McAmis as far as the spoiler build, and it came out really great. I just love the way that came out.
And you built that yourself, handmade?
Yeah, I handmade it in the garage. I used CAD design, you know, cardboard aided design. About 3 or 4 tries, and then I was ready to do the final one. And hey, it all worked out.
That's awesome. Well, it turned out awesome. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
Awesome, Steve. Thanks for showing us the car. It's cool seeing something different in the QA1 parking lot, and super cool ride.
Yeah, it's definitely different. I tell everyone it's a Scion made by Subaru with a Toyota engine, a Nissan transmission, an 8.8 rear end, Chevy Silverado ignition coils, and the coolant overflow is a '93 Honda Civic.
Thanks for watching, guys.